What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. Match reaction. FA Cup fourth round. Leeds United 1, Plymouth 1. We go to a replay. Just didn't need that. Just didn't need another game put in there, especially down at Plymouth. Who knows when they're going to, what time this game's going to be. I mean, regardless, we got to play it. But yeah, we should have put this game away first half. Just not clinical enough. But listen, we'll talk about it. You know the drill, people. As you come in, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Of course, drop your comments below. Oh, God, didn't get the thanks. And there's a few people. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay, yeah, here we go. Should be more prepared. I was just looking to see if we could get a winning goal, but no mass. Mr. P, Russ, Karen, Curtin, Stephen, and Wraith, thank you so much for the super thanks on the last video. Much appreciated, guys. And thank you to all existing members. If you want to become a member, membership link is in the description, and it helps me out big time. So thank you, guys. Lee Gold up here saying, I don't want to see Shackleton play at right back. If we don't get someone to cover right back and rely on Shackleton, then it's just straight neglect. I hear that. Gavin here saying could be a very costly result. Darren here saying terrible. Yeah, you know what was the worst thing for me? I thought the first half was fine, but I mean, we've said this so many times this year. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but the second half wasn't good. The second half wasn't good at all. Plymouth got back into it, and they actually looked more dangerous on the counter today. I mean, the one chat, I mean, look, we'll talk into it, man. God. Ian and Chris kind of said it earlier. Ian asking here, can anyone tell me what Farker sees in Poveda? And Chris echoed that earlier. Well, he actually said it first, so I guess Ian's the echo. But yeah, should have been Joseph on. Poveda shouldn't be near the Plymouth squad, let alone ours. And I agree with that 100%. Listen, there was a few bad performances today, and we'll talk about them, I guess. But when it just comes to an actual player that should be in your squad who you're looking to make a difference, we need to be moving out a couple of these players. Shackleton being one, Poveda being another. They've got no business being in the team going for promotion to the Premier League. Absolutely no business being here. So I know that they may be great around the room and everything else like that, but if you're not bringing it on the pitch, what's the point? What is the point of that? Stephen here, why can we not steamroll the teams? You know what, Stephen and everyone else, I wouldn't even been bad. I wouldn't have been unhappy with a 1-0 scrappy win. Just get through to the next round and don't engage with a replay. And I would have taken that. You can talk about the red flags in the performance, but to have it be a draw, we just didn't need that today. They did not need that. Nabino here saying second half was a joke. We gave it up. We did. And and it's not even like, let's get the team up. We're not going to be here too long today, I don't think. Not for a FA Cup draw, as bad as it is. Shane, yeah, we'll talk about that. I'll speak about that when I speak about Jaidon Anthony and just the yin and yang to that. But we had a good lineup out today. Somerville rested today. Good to see him get a full rest. We need it. We need him fully going for the second half of the season. But this is a good lineup. This is a lineup that I would have expected. I predicted 2-0 to beat Plymouth. This lineup should be beating them. And Plymouth today, when they scored, and this is no disrespect to any Plymouth fans that may watch this, that it felt like we was in completely different leagues with the way that they played. And when they scored, it looked like the minnows had scored against the Giants. It just looked that different, even though we are in the same division. But yeah, this lineup today, I think should have got the job done. We're going to talk about a couple players, and we will speak about Nanto, because I'm disappointed with Nanto today. I get in terms of he's not getting much football, but this was the game that he needed to do what Jaidon Anthony did. Jaidon Anthony, that was a beautiful goal, by the way. That was a lovely goal, and big up. Love the tribute to his mom, his recently passed mom. That was a lovely goal. The trickery, the goal, beautiful. I needed to see that from Willie Nanto as well. I needed to see that. Can't disagree, Ian. He was poor. SB though saying Nanto played too deep. He was really in position to take on their fullback. Well, he still needs to make an impact, and he did have a couple of chances, and it happened with, I think, both of them or maybe three. He sliced them. There was no composure there like with Jaidon Anthony when he took his goal. So there were still things that Nanto could have done today, and I do think that maybe he could have done with having the full game with him playing so little football, but he did nothing in the minutes that he got, so you can't really complain that he got hooked off. Now, I do not think that Poveda should have been the player that come on for him. It should have been Mateo Joseph. You know, Mateo Joseph has just signed a new deal. We needed to grab a goal. What's Poveda even doing here, man? Now, seriously, listen, I know some of you love Jan Poveda, but if he was to end up next month at a League One football club, it wouldn't surprise me. I do think that he could possibly play championship football, but not for Leeds United, who are trying to go for promotion. No chance, man. No chance. Michael here, and I guess this has been a bit of a talking point as well. Terrible that he was booked for the tribute, KG. I do hear that, and I do understand it. But Jaidon and Leeds United in whole would have known that if you take your shirt off, you're gonna get yellow carded. It's very rare that's happened, even with all rest in peace. And it is a bad rule. They do need to look at it again. It takes the human emotion at the game, saying, listen, if you take your shirt off, I know someone close to you's recently passed, but you're gonna get a yellow card. It's a crap rule. It's a crap rule, but players, managers, everyone knows it's going to happen. I think there was, I could be wrong here, but I don't think when Billy Sharp's kid passed away, I think the referee looked away. But you know what? That's what I would do if I was a ref. I'd look away and say, pretend I didn't see it. I'd just say to one of the players, hey, can you just quickly tell him to put his shirt back on in a minute? I'm going to act like I didn't see it. You know what I mean? I'd do that. I'd cut him some slack. But, you know, the rules are rules, I guess. You know, rules are rules. But listen, it was worth it, man. The goal was sublime, absolutely brilliant from Jaidon Anthony, and that's how I wanted to see him channel it. You know, unlike when he came on you know, for Dan James the other game, that's how I wanted to see Jaidon Anthony channel the grief, emotion, and everything else, put it into his feet, and he did that today. That was a lovely goal, and the tribute was beautiful. I love that tribute. I will say that, just lovely. But yeah, it sucks that he got yellow carded, but he would have known the risk, of course. Yeah, Karen, I would have done the same, Karen, but I guess that's why we're not pro refs who would have broken the rules. But yeah. Indian Joe is saying, yeah, why the hell can't we put chances away? It's virtually the same every game. Yeah, you know, even that one at the end between Joseph and Bamford, I think Joseph got the touch in the end. But yeah, we've got to be putting those away. Even in the first half, we had opportunities to put them away, and we just didn't. Thought Jorginho had another good game today. I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. I thought he'd be taken off a bit earlier, but then we forget who the manager is. And yeah, the subs. I hear everyone again, Darren. I know it's things that we keep saying, though. You know, we can only say these things so many times, but we know what it is with Daniel Farke. He's more of a reactive than proactive manager. And listen, you're not always going to get proactive managers. You do get reactive ones, but you see, even when Dan James comes off at halftime, that's the only reason why Dan James is being subbed then, because he's injured. You know, he doesn't sub unless it's necessary. And until Plymouth scored, that's when Nanto got the hook. And you could have possibly subbed him and somebody else beforehand. So, yeah, we know what we're getting, aren't we? You know, but it's a bad match, but we're in a good run of form. And other teams around us, and I'm going to bring up some news from other teams today, just to show that, you know, we're still in a good moment, people. Don't lose sight of that. It sucks that we've got to play a replay, but this is the first blip of 2024. He doesn't. Martin, I'm saying Farke doesn't even react. He does react. That's the thing, though, isn't it? It's reactive then proactive. Proactive. But the thing is, you know, let me not say anything. Nabino saying all of a sudden Bristol away is looking grim. I disagree. Does anyone else feel like Nabino? Because there probably could be more of you that think that way. But I don't think that this result affects anything that we do coming up in the next league game. I don't think it affects that at all. I think that the league team will be back together, all the players that were missing, and they're in vital pieces. I mean, I look at even Liam Cooper, who hasn't been spoken about yet. But that moment where Plymouth went forward and he ducks on the header, and you know the guy chips Meslier, that's poor defending, man. It's poor. But I've spoke about this already, and then you look at it. You know, we talk about on the last stream, Creswell is back. He's on the bench. What, you know, you've got to understand sometimes where players come from. I know people always think that players should do as they're told, and if the manager doesn't pick you, then accept it. But I have to look at where players come from. Maybe it's going to speak to too many. But when you're looking at Charlie, he must be looking at thinking, and you're telling me at Plymouth at home, I can't get this start back, Gaffer. Really? I do. I think it's harsh. And listen, maybe him being back on the bench is Farke's way of giving him the olive branch to say welcome back to the team. But in a game like today, would it have hurt to see Charlie Creswell start at centre back today? Really, it wouldn't have hurt. Darren here saying, I'm afraid Cooper very poor, constantly passing backwards. When he does get the ball, Darren, as I've said before, it's gone past the stage of me being, tired of him being just poor defensively. He can't run. Like, it's so bad. He can't run. He can't run anymore. And if we were doing things properly, like I'm glad that Charlie Creswell is back in the fold. It means that we don't have to look so hard for a centre back. But at this point in time, Cooper is ahead of Charlie Creswell. But if we're going to do things properly, he needs to follow out the door like Luke Ayling. He does. But I don't think it's going to happen at this stage of the season. I think it's clear he's going to stay. But he's not coping. He's not coping, people. Mr. P does agree with Nabino earlier, saying we've lost momentum with this hiccup. We shall see against Bristol. Me personally, Mr. P, I don't think we're going to lose momentum with this. At the end of the day, we still didn't lose, people. I think we didn't lose the game, but I don't think so. I don't think it's going to hurt us, but we'll find out against Bristol City. David here saying, KG, I think one thing is annoying Leeds fans. We are clearly the better team and playing in second gear. I hear that, and I've said that many times. But not always getting the job done. It only took one chance and Plymouth scored. So annoying. Yeah, and they were threatening before though, David. Yeah, Meslier looking unsure. As I've said before, the defense is doing really well this season. As long as you keep the ball away from the goalkeeper, we should be okay. But yeah, the ball went straight under him. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, James. Oh, okay. No. James. Okay, James here saying that second half was so poor. Got to ask Farker questions. James, we've asked these questions all season long when it comes to tactical changes. And the thing is as well, and this was a really weird thing. Somebody left a comment on the last video. Or was it an Insta message? I forget if it was on Instagram or the message, but listen, they talked about me bigging up Farker for the way that the Creswell situation has been handled. And what you have to understand about me is that I don't look at everything black and white. I look at everything for what it is. I take each scenario for what it is. Now, with Farker, when it comes to the man management of players, when it comes to issues, I think he's done superb. I think he's done brilliantly, in fact, considering all the issues that we've had. But when it comes to tactical stuff, I have question marks. The two things can exist. Just because if you dislike somebody and you can't see things objectively, okay, cool. But you can't question people that do see things that are being done right and question things that you think could be done better. That's all I would say. It wasn't you, Martin. It was somebody else. I don't think it was you, Martin. I think it was somebody else, mate. It's Mr. P. Is there a 20-mile-per-hour limit at Elland Road? Not out of second gear in the second half. Yeah, very poor. And I think everyone else is echoing about the second half being just so lackluster. So yeah. Robert here, KG, would you play Anthony or Nanto against Bristol City? Well, in lieu of Dan James being out and the performances you've seen today, even though I don't think up until this point today, Jaidon Anthony has been very good, if you go by performances, you'd have to say Jaidon Anthony. He gave us more. That's why I'm so disappointed with Nanto not giving more in this game. But yeah, you'd have to go with Jaidon Anthony, wouldn't you? Unless we switch up the system and do something different. I would go with Jaidon just based off the performance today. And we know that Daniel Farker does love form players, so we shall see. I mean, we even named 2 substitute goalkeepers today. I don't know what's that about, but yeah, it is what it is. What should I say? Karen here with the war cry. Come on, 49ers, we need reinforcements. Well, look, guys, it's the 27th today. The window is closing very, very rapido. So we shall see, people. We will see. I do think that we are waiting for Premier League teams to do their business, and then we see who's left over for us to take. And I think that is going to be the way. I don't think we're going to be buying anything for now and the future. Like I've mentioned before, like a Ronnie Edwards from Peterborough, that would be such a good signing. I think we're going to be looking at loans. And at this point, I'm good with that. Just from the names that have been bandied out there, that some of the players that aren't playing, I would prefer much prefer them to be on loan than we sign them to a 4-year deal and get stuck with them. So look, Jim here, 3 signings in 4 days. I can dream. Hey, listen. But John Knox, John's been very consistent with this. It doesn't look like any business is going to get done. Matthew Law here. Let's have a look at this one. I just think Rutter does great bits of skill, but over 90 minutes, he gives the ball back to the opposition more than what he does good. Oh, Matthew. You know what? I'm going to bring up something here. I've got to find this. I'm going to find this. While I'm looking for this article, please hit the like on the video if you haven't done so already. Where's my guys at Eurofoot, man? Where are we? Where are we now? Come on. Here we are. This was Lionel Scaloni, people. This is Lionel Scaloni talking. This is the manager that's just won the World Cup with Argentina. And this is something that I've echoed before. Michael Owens echoed it before. But I'll bring it up again in light of Matthew Law's here, because a lot of people think the way Matthew Law does. The creative players have got very little rope these days because everyone loves runners. They love people to just lay the ball off quickly and don't lose the ball. Get your pass completion stats up. But as Lionel Scaloni said here, man, and I'm not going to read all of it. But I'll read parts of it, you know, things that hit my soul. We are losing the essence of football, not only at a professional level, but also with kids. My children play in Spain are overwhelmed with information, big time. They receive the ball and are already being told what to do. System players. There are fewer dribblers because if they barely get the ball and you say pass it, imagine if Messi was 8 years old and been constantly told by his coaches to pass it, we wouldn't have him today. Football has become such a huge thing. Everyone reads, studies, thinks that with that they can already manage. And listen, he cooks in this thing. I don't need to read all of it, but you get the point. And he's absolutely right. And look at all the good things that Jorginho does in the game, how creative he is, but you'll still get people because he'll lose possession once in a while. He's not that, you know, he's not doing everything he should be. I listen, I'm an old school guy in certain ways when it comes to football. I can accept what football is today, and that players just aren't as good as they were back in the day. But yeah, give me creativity over robotic players that need to be told where to step on the pitch at every moment of the game, any day of the week. Matthew then follows up. I like it, Matthew. Let's go. I've seen this and I agree with it, but at some point there has to be a point to what he's doing. Matthew, look at, if you want to go on that basis, look at his numbers. Look at, and never mind just primary assists. Forget those. Look at chances created. He's a big creator. Look at the fouls he gets, you know, received when he gets double, tripled up on. Jorginho's, he's quality, Matthew. He's quality. But I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. And thank you for coming back with a response as well. Usually people just go away, but I like that, Matthew. Shout out to you. Michael saying, KG agree, all those youngster academies at clubs are all about generating money from skimp parents. Yeah. But yeah, listen, let me just see this. Okay, a couple of super chats here. Thank you guys for the super chats. William here saying, so sick of Meslier, two shots on goal, one in. Fails the eye test once again. I agree. Can't catch a cold, just tired. Sell Nanto and Meslier today. William's looking for a little fire sale here. Shout out to you, William. Tyler Jones is back, people. Hey. Tyler Jones, he's a Liverpool fan, people. And listen, shout out to you, Tyler, for the donations, man. Love to you, man. You lot are really going through it. Hope you can make it back up so we can send you back down again. Shout out to you, Tyler. I know you're hurting about the clap stuff. I know you're hurting, Tyler. It's okay, man. You can take it out on Cage right here. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, listen, shout out to you, man. But yeah, listen, people. So yeah, we've gone through that. We've gone through the result. Shall we talk about some things that are going on around the league? Yes, sir. But I think Tyler wants us to beat them at Anfield again. Yes, still the only blemish on their record, isn't it? In the past couple of years, I think we're the only ones, possibly. But yeah, James here saying Shackleton is like Roadrunner. Yeah, it doesn't impress me, people. Players back in the day weren't as athletic as they are today. That's without question. But they still used to get around the pitch. If you ever describe a player to me and hard work is one of the attributes that come out first, I've stopped listening because every player works hard. Every player does. But what do they do with that hard work is the question that I would have next. Mr. P with a super chat. Thank you. Too many Today, too many people tried the Hollywood pass link up. Invariably, too many times these didn't come off. Most of our goals recently come from crosses. Well, yeah, yeah. Listen, we've got creative players, so they're going to do things that are a little bit out of the box, out of the ordinary. Some would say we lack that in the Premier League, which is why we, we couldn't hardly score any goals in the last season. But yeah, look, when passes don't go off, I always put it this way: at some point in the game, you're going to lose the ball. Where would you rather lose the ball? Would you rather lose it in your own defense, or would you rather lose it up the pitch? Unless you're a perfect football team, which nobody is, not even Manchester City, you are going to lose the ball at times. Yeah, Darren here also on Shaka, and lack quality to make the difference, just barely an average squad player. I don't think he's a squad player at this football team, Darren. Don't think so. But yeah, let me see where I can go here. Okay, we've done the team. Done the team. Shall we go to, okay, let's go to this one, because this was a tremendous result, people. And I'm only putting this up because obviously these guys are above us in the table, but their form hasn't been great. They've been getting back into games, getting draws here and there, but this is a big result in terms of Maidstone United. I still hope we get Maidstone in the next round if we make it now. But this is a result. Could this be something that could hamstring Ipswich along the way? Is this a confidence killer? For me, I think there's got to be a lot of embarrassment in that changing room for this result. But again, we'll find out in the next league fixture they have. What I will say though is this is when stats don't. I mean, they tell a story, but when they don't mean jack. Look at this. 38 shots, 13 on target compared to Maidstone's 2, and they got both on target. And their second goal was nice, by the way. Lamar Reynolds, that was a lovely finish. But again, I tell you. But yeah, so there's Ipswich with that one. Okay. I've clicked off it. Of course I did. What I will say is that there is new transfer news for Leicester City. So let's go to Leicester's tab. Let me see. Where shall I go first? Let's go with their incoming first. This one's been in the works for quite some time. Stefano Sensi from Inter. Looks like this is finally going to get done. So Leicester City will be adding to their squad. Yeah, Kelvin, Ipswich went full Leeds. Yeah. But then this is the big one. And I guess, this has been already spoken about many times. I guess everyone was looking at this. But this is huge. This is, along with some of our attackers, easily one of the best players in this division, easily, probably even number one at times. Keenan Dewsbury Hall, Leicester want 30 million, gap in valuations, but talks on going with Brighton. Competition from Brentford, Arsenal, Fulham admire too, but European football puts Brighton in the driving seat. This is huge if he's lost and they don't replace him with a lifeline. And you're not, and this is the point I always try and make to people. When you lose players like this for Leicester, they are not getting anybody close to the quality of Keenan Dewsbury Hall to replace him. They'll get somebody probably like him, but there won't be anyone as good. Just like if we lose Somerville or Rutter at some stage, if we don't go up, we will not get players like them. We get something below it. And this is big for Leicester. They've also got a couple of injuries. I'm not saying that the wheels are going to come off. Only time will tell. But to lose a player like this so close to the end of the window is huge. It's absolutely huge. Martin saying, I can't see him going. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a few Leicester fans that have said that he wants to get promotion with Leicester. But again, we shall see what happens. It's one to keep an eye on anyway, isn't it? What I'm confident with, and listen, I may be giving it the kiss of death, is that I don't see any of our players, even if Ornstein or Fabrizio drops a bomb and says, somebody's coming in for Jorginho Rutter, someone's coming in for Somerville, I don't think we're selling either one of those. So I'm very, very relaxed and calm about outgoings going from this team. There are a couple that I would like to see gone and replaced with better, but I don't think we're losing any of our key players. Gavin here saying they want 40+ million and can't see Brighton paying that. I don't see them paying that either. And it kind of goes against everything that Brighton have done in terms of investing cheap and everything else like that. But Brighton will know what they're getting with Dewsbury Hall. And it will only be one of those things where if he does go to Brighton, he then performs well at Brighton. Brighton will then sell him on for 100 million to Arsenal, Man United, whoever. Same old story. Same old story. Yeah, I mean, we're still being linked with David Brooks from Bournemouth. Again, that's one to look at. But I guess in light of the wingers that have been playing in terms of Nonto and Anthony, if you are to get Brooks, that will probably give you another good option if Somerville or Dan James isn't playing. So I can see the benefit, but please, Leeds United, do not neglect the fullback position. Get those fullbacks in and help us out so we don't have to see Jamie Shackleton again, so we can put Byram at right back. Listen, shout out to Byram as well today. Brilliant clearance off the line when Meslier did get chipped, you know, clattered into the post and everything, but like a real man, he got up straight away. Love to see that from Sam today. And he was also involved in the goal for Jaidon Anthony. Noah here saying, I'd rather Farker got it right on the pitch rather than off it. Can we have both, Noah? Can we not have both? Can we just get both, please? Oh, Matt C, how do you think Peru went at 9? I didn't think it went for him. Matt, he's one that I didn't mention today, but again, it just adds up to why we didn't put this game to bed today. Peru, you could say he was playing directly as a 9, but he was still dropping deep at points today. But yeah, it didn't go for him today. The one chance that hit the stanchion, yeah. Need to be better. Havard, maybe we can get a switch deal with Mainstone in this window. Meslier for Coverland. Yeah, man. He earned that player of the match trophy today. He earned that. But yeah, listen, we'll look out for the Dewsbury Hall and see if there's anything to that. It's going to be an interesting window. Another one people wanted me to look at was asking me about, and listen, Instagram is the same as here, KG Vision, if you want to follow me on there. But I was asked about Alex Pritchard, who's informed Sunderland he doesn't want to be playing for him. He wants to leave. All I would say to those people that say they want Alex Pritchard to come is that he is doing to Sunderland what I don't think Daniel Farke wants in the changing room. Only this week, Daniel Farke was talking about not upsetting the changing room, not diluting the team spirit that we have here. I don't know what's going on with Alex Pritchard. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes, but to come out and say that he's not playing, no longer available, is that going to be someone that Daniel Farke would even want to add? Let alone as well, by the way, I would not want to see this guy here permanently. Isn't he like 30-something now? No, allow it. All I'm saying is the character of the player is a big thing for Daniel Farke, as we've seen already this season. So I don't even think this is a starter. I just don't. Yeah, I agree with that as well. He's not better than what we have. He isn't. But it's just like that thing, as soon as somebody becomes available who's got maybe an ounce of quality, every club, we should sign him. But no, I don't think so. From set pieces, cool, but we can get other people with set pieces. They are about. Yeah, and I'm with you, Robert, and probably quite a few of you who have said about Alex Pritchard. I don't think Pritchard adds anything to our squad. I'm completely with you. He had set pieces, Robert. There is definitely that, but that's not enough for me to bring him in. No chance. But Ryan says Pritchard would be okay for now to bolster the squad, not Prem level at all. He's nowhere near Premier League level. No, nowhere near. We'd be ditching this guy as soon as we went up, man. We'd be like Forest with who's that guy that they ditched? What is his name? It doesn't matter. They ditched somebody as soon as they got promoted. They said, listen, you're not going to be playing, find yourself a new club. We need to do stuff like that. But yeah. So I think that is it. O'Brien. No. It wasn't Lewis O'Brien. No. It wasn't Lewis O'Brien. They bought him when they were in the Premier League. It's somebody they got promoted with it. It was a winger. I think he used to play for Huddersfield as well. I just can't remember his name. It's not important anyway. Don't worry about it. Z Gold saying, KG, if we get through, do you want a Premier League top 6 away next round just for the challenge? Well, Plymouth's been a challenge, Z. Plymouth has been a challenge. So no, I don't. No, I want another I want another favorable fixture, and we keep rolling. Keep it moving, man. Who knows? Maybe Man City can get an upset against somebody else in the next round, and we can lift this trophy. How nice would that be? Yes, there you go. Joe Lally. Thank you so much, Matt and Zia underneath. Joe Lally, absolutely correct. That is it. He's there celebrating. Oh, yes, Premier League. And then they just tell him, nah, mate, you're off. Love that. But listen, I think that is all, people. Let me just see if there's any comments. I mean, no, there's only comments from the Plymouth bus that have come out so far. I guess when Farke does speak, we'll cover it in another stream. That's not a problem. But I'll just quickly share this with you. Plymouth boss Ian Foster, we paid them too much respect in the first half. They're a wonderful team. Once we played on the front foot, we showed what we're capable of. I absolutely agree with him there. I think that is absolutely correct. And this, it goes to back what I said near the start of the stream. It looked like we were the bigger team in the bigger league, and Plymouth were some minnows when we're actually in the same division. That's how it looked in the first half. But he's correct. Once they stepped on it in the second half, they equaled us and probably bettered us in some areas as well. Horrible. Z though, hey, Z's going for give me Old Trafford next round. I thought you said a big team. Now listen, they're still a big club. Let's not do that. I mean, we couldn't beat them on our second Premier League go around, but you know, I think no. Let's give us another favorite one. Let's end the Maidstone love story. Hey, let's end that one. Martin Ardo just guessing what Daniel Farker's going to say. Farker will just say the usual. It wasn't me. Some shaggy settings, yeah. Okay, listen, let's just see if there's anything refreshed from Farker. But if not, we'll get out of here and we'll recommence with a new stream. And hopefully we're talking about a new signing. Nah, there's nothing yet. There's nothing yet. So people, Shaggy Farker. Listen, people, thank you for joining me today. Seriously, thanks for all the interaction. Brilliant stream today. Not a brilliant result for Leeds United. We do have a replay against Plymouth. Listen, I hope we're announcing a signing tomorrow. That would be lovely, wouldn't it, people? We come back, celebrate a signing, plug a hole in the squad, and get stronger for this promotion push. So listen, people, like the video before you exit, and if you're watching replay, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.